You may be curious, what's the difference between gene therapy, cell therapy, and gene editing? And why are they usually mentioned together? Well, all three are fields of research with similar goals in mind. Treat disease by changing the blueprints to our bodies at a microscopic level. Our genetic makeup. But how do they do it? That's where the differences lie. First, let's talk gene therapy. It's the introduction, removal, or change in genetic material, specifically DNA or its molecule cousin RNA, into cells of a patient to treat an inherited or developed disease. There are a couple ways gene therapy can be administered. Typically, genetic material, such as a working copy of a gene, is transferred into the cell. Once in the cell, the transferred genetic material changes how proteins are created, so they can do the work for the gene that's not functioning. Proteins are the building blocks of how we function, so they make a big impact on our health. A vector, which is often a virus, delivers the gene into the cell. Don't worry, the viral genes that could cause disease are removed. Then the vectors are directly injected into the patient's body. The new working gene is able to alter the behavior of the protein within the cell, whereas cell therapy uses living and sometimes genetically modified cells to help treat a disease.
What is cell and gene therapy?
Scientific discoveries such as vaccines and antibiotics changed the course of history. Now, cells and gene therapies are creating a new turning point in the medicine and how we treat disease. What is stem cell research? About stem cells. Stem cells are undifferentiated or blank cells. This means they're capable of developing into cells that serve numerous functions in different parts of the body. These cells can only serve a specific purpose in a particular organ. Example of stem cell research. Stem cell research is ongoing at universities, research institutions, and hospitals around the world. Researchers are currently focusing on finding ways to control how stem cells turn into other types of cells. Cell-based therapy. If a researcher can find a reliable way to direct the differentiations of embryonic stem cells, they may be able to use the cell to treat certain diseases. Other medical conditions that may be potentially be treated with embryonic stem cells. Thank you
You may
for
be
watching.
curious, what's the difference between gene therapy